This is a review of the OneTigris SUPRAGRIS camping cot. I'm excited to finally have this in my hands because I've been camping with that hulking beast as my camping cot. That's 13 pounds. This is 5 pounds, 11 ounces, so way less than half. And it packs down to, I don't know, maybe also less than half, maybe a third. No, it's like a third, maybe a quarter. So it packs down super small. It's not heavy. Let's see if it's just as comfortable. I'll say the one thing that other cot has going for it is that it folds out like a camping chair. This one does take more setup, but it's way smaller, way lighter, so that's just kind of expected. 2 long poles, 3 shorter foot poles. They've done a good job of keying these so that they can only go in. You can't put them in this way. They have to go that way, so your foot pole kind of moves out the way it's supposed to. So there's all 3 of those, and their canvas. I want to set this up real time just so you get a sense for the time it takes and the difficulty. Not that it is difficult, but it is not as easy as setting up a camp chair. So it's more like setting up a tent, I would say. Poles slide all the way through, and this slides in and then over, so that hole just sort of stays open, but you sort of squeeze it over, and then it's in this little pocket right here, and then the legs keep it from moving back to the inside, so it doesn't ever come back out again. So the one trick is to sort of, if you're really careful, you could, without having to get down there and fiddle with it, you can slide it through without it coming back out these holes where the legs latch on. It speeds things up a lot. Right. That is in. All 3 of these are the same. There's a open catch on this side and a similar catch on this side, but you fold it in like this to hook it and then rotate it out this way. And you really got to pull it. Rotating this takes a lot of effort, so they've given you this little handle to give you more leverage. So you pull that back, and then this little clip clips. One. 2. 3. There it is. Let's get some dimensions. So the other kind of trade-off with the 13-pound cot is the height, which is 7 inches. but it is full size, otherwise 76 inches by just shy of 28. Now, features. So it has a pillow pocket. I didn't understand how this was useful at first, because who would want to have their pillow trapped in a pocket? This canvas is canvasy. I mean, it's not as smooth as my pillow is, so I don't really want to lay on this instead of my pillow. But here's the trick. Camping pillows are always too thin anyway. I usually double them up, so basically what I do is take an inflatable pillow, which I don't want to sleep on because they're not comfortable. Just use that for loft, like to get a head start on just having your pillow thick enough, and then I put my actual pillow on top of that. So between those two things together, this is very comfortable. So that is how I've been using that. On the other side, a sort of water bottle pocket, and then a general purpose pocket for devices or car keys or whatever you need. There's little tabs on the end. I have no idea what these are intended for. They have a nice grommet in the middle. But what I've been using them for is just as pull tabs. It's kind of useful as you're taking the poles, putting the poles in, taking them back out again, to have something to pull on. So let's try it out. I'm 6'2", and this is plenty long enough for me. Yeah, one of the nice things about the design is that there's just naturally a little give to it where it bends. This the canvas kind of sinks in. It sort of cradles you, and it's just feels soft like a bed. So I've had camping cots that pull so tight that they're almost hard to use. You got to throw an extra sleeping pad on it. You could put a inflatable sleeping pad on that if you wanted to really kick it up a notch, but yeah, it doesn't really need one. And the width is nice, so yeah, I can lay down on it on my side with my knees bent and not run out of space width-wise. So yeah, it is comfortable, and it's uniform too. The one that folds out, kind of, it's not terrible, but you can tell there's sort of different sections to it because the legs connect at different places. It's hard to describe, but it's like there's certain points that are tighter than others. This one feels just uniform across the entire length. So yeah, it is comfortable. I think the only big compromise that you're making over a full-size folding cot is the height. So obviously it's a much lower position if you want to sit on it and put your shoes on. It's not quite as comfortable for that. Here, I'll set up the other one just to compare the two. There's kind of a difference in height. I could just measure those again. What it is. So this one is 7 inches versus just over 14. So about half the height. But also, most of these cots are coming from the same factory. They all look the same to me. And they're all 25 inches from pole to pole versus a full, I mean, it's 27 and a half, maybe a little more. So that extra width is very nice. That sets up instantly. This takes a little more time. That weighs 13 hulking pounds, and it's huge. This weighs 5 pounds, what I say, 10 ounces, and it packs up super small. There's one thing I don't like about this is while the canvas is smooth and it's very nicely stitched and the fit and finish is all very good, it's just kind of loud. so I don't know, it probably depends on what your sleeping bag is like against that. Sometimes when canvas is sort of noisy in the night, it can be disturbing, but the cot itself, I haven't heard a single squeak or creak out of it, which is nice. The canvas, there's like a mesh inside here. I saw it as I was putting it together, that prevents the poles from causing any kind of noise as they stretch against the fabric. So yep, that's fantastic. It's super comfortable. It packs down small. So if you just gotta have a cot on your camping trip and you don't want to pack that massive thing in the car, man, this thing gets the job done. So the only thing is that it takes a little longer to set up. I have tried to take the paint out of that, folding it up without taking the long poles out. So you can actually disconnect the sections and then fold up the pole with the canvas still on it. It's a little bit of a hassle to do that, but then once you do, you can just hang the whole canvas up vertical, and then all the poles snap into place. Then you just have to pop the feet on. So there is a way to store it that makes the setup quite a bit faster. And if you're car camping like me, you can also set it up like this. Pack it down like this, where you just leave the poles in, roll it, strap the legs to it. It's long, but it's skinny, so it'll just sort of like fit in some crevice in the truck. And if you do it that way, it sets up in like 60 seconds, which is just as fast as my old cot. So I can't stress how how exhausting it is to lug a 13-pound cot around. I'd basically given up on it, and I was just sleeping on the ground again. So I'm super excited to have my cot back again, without having to lug all of the kind of weight and bulk around. So that cot is awesome.